these are lessons that I learned over 30-something years of being an entrepreneur, starting with nothing, failing miserably, achieving a lot, having an amazing family, attracting the best love of my life, being in great shape. Today, I want to talk about kind of a secret weapon of mine that helped me overcome dyslexia and being not that smart and having a really terrible vocabulary, a limited vocabulary, poor reading skills, not so much knowledge of anything past about a 10th grade education. And that's enthusiasm. I've never met anybody wildly successful that didn't get enthusiastic about what it is they were passionate about their business, about their company. Now, I've met some really deep introverts that don't smile a lot, I'm an introvert, but 10 times worse than me. But when it came down to what their specific niche was or what they wanted to bring the world, their enthusiasm was infectious. So even hiring, I have had thousands of people work in my brands and my companies through the years. And high-level people, I've never hired anybody without at least a little bit of enthusiasm for life or the position or the role. So how did I become successful when I didn't have money, when I didn't have great role models, when I didn't have college education, when I come from a small town, when no one gifted me, I wasn't partners, nobody granted me this great wish, or an uncle left me money that I can invest? How did it happen? A million reasons. It's all the lessons I'm sharing with you. But I think one of the biggest ones was I was always enthusiastic. So how do you gain enthusiasm? How do you reverberate this energy? If that's even a word, like how do you vibrate the energy out of enthusiasm? And it's really knowing where you want to go. We were broke. I lived in a bathroom with my dad. That's not just a story that I share with the world. It's the truth, guys. I lived in a trailer park with my mom until we had to leave because we couldn't afford it. That's the truth. My mom worked 2 jobs to make $90 a week. That's the truth. I'm filming in an 18,000 square foot house where we just put trampolines in and a basketball court and a squash ball court and a batting cage and lights. And I mean, we live in abundance. We fly first class or on private jets. You don't have that same like running away from painful things to be enthusiastic towards a future. But guess what? You don't have to come from hell or struggle to be enthusiastic. I've met so many incredible people, incredibly wealthy, incredibly abundant, incredibly happy, who came from a good life. And that's why I'm giving you these lessons. That's why it's so important, no matter where you are in your life, no matter what age you are, enthusiasm is one of the key components towards another level. So how do you gain this enthusiasm? How do you make it a part of you? I think it's always knowing, and I say think because I'm talking to you guys. I think it's always knowing where it is that you want to go. It's always knowing why. You go through, find the passion in your heart of what you want. Where do you want to take? Like, you need a compelling future at all times, guys. Don't ever settle. We're not meant to settle. We're not meant to be okay. If we're not climbing, we're sliding. I didn't make that up, but I've been saying it for a long time. You always need a point that you want to go to. And if that's just impacting more people's lives, if that's just contributing more, if that's just growing as a human, if that's bonding your family, if it's expanding your business, if it's making your intimacy and your love with your spouse or your family or your brother or your sister, we need something to fight for. Those that don't have anything to look forward to die. First starts on the inside, then it happens on the outside. You're going to see this as you get older. There's so many couples who will be together 40, 50, 60 years, and they're going side by side, and they have each other to live for. And one of them dies, and within weeks or months or less than a year, the other one passes away. It's because they have nothing left to fight for. We need to fight for something at all times. So I'm going to encourage you today, and anytime you watch this video, just stop this video right now. Stop it and think, if it was a year from now, what would motivate you? What would excite you when you wake up? What could you fight for? What could you do for others? When you help others, nothing fills your soul. What could you do for your family? What can you do in a business? What can you invent? What can you create? What can you break the mold on? What could you innovate? Fight for something. Find that fire. Find that passion. If it was a year from now and you're doing it, what is it? If it was 5 years from now, If you're still in your 20s, it's going to be hard for you to look past 5 years. But if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, fight for what is 10 years going to look like from now. And what do you want it to look like? And what do you want to create? What do you want to create around you? I love making an impact on the world by shooting videos and writing books and doing courses and live events. Those three things drive me. Being healthy, it drives me every day. It drives me to get out of bed, to be enthusiastic, to attack the day, not just, I'll do this today. Right? And even in those times where work gets hard, things go wrong, I find a way to look through the clearing to the other side so I can find that compelling future to fight for. Once you know that, then what you have to do is you have to sell yourself every day on it. The biggest sales job you have to do, guys, in the entire world is selling you. You have to look in the mirror and say, I could freaking do this. If it's hard, give it to me. I don't run away from that. If it's difficult, that's part of the plan. If I fail, great, I'll learn from it. But if I stay here, I'm going to be static. If I stay here, I'm going to have an okay life. If I stay here, I won't grow. If I stay here, if you're not climbing, I'll be sliding. Have those conversations with yourself. Look at your goals every single day if you have to. Resell yourself, remotivate yourself, and watch this enthusiasm come through you without trying to be hypey. Having a quiet confidence with enthusiasm, oh my God, that's the biggest ingredient for success ever. And the best part about it is you will attract that in relationships. You'll attract that with a spouse. You'll attract that with the people who work with you or for you. You'll attract that with partners. You'll attract that in all areas of your life. Everybody wants to be around authentic, enthusiastic, quietly confident people. And that would be my wish for you. So enthusiasm is contagious, but it comes from you. And remember, you're not born enthusiastic. You create enthusiasm. So create your system, create your hack, and lean into it anytime you can.